Hey love, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the introduction video. It'll help you understand why coming out of the bondage of your past relationship is so necessary. That video will help you see what it looks like to be in Egypt and what it looks like to be in Eden. Now for this series, much of what I'm going to talk about is what worked for me as I was getting over my most recent failed relationship. This is not law. This is not one size fits all. However, I do believe that by opening up and sharing the practical steps I took to move on, it'll help you assess what you need to do to move on as well. Now, you may need fewer steps and you may need more, but whatever you have to do, just make sure you stay out of Egypt, okay? Now, I'm gonna be honest. If you were emotionally tied to your ex, if you really did or still do care deeply for him, and especially if you were having sex with him, this is not going to be easy. It's going to take hard work, discipline, and dedication. It's most definitely a process, but it will be worth it in the end. I'm reading a book on stronghold thinking right now, and one quote in particular stood out to me as I was preparing this video. It says, true healing has to come from a surrendering of the wounded soul to God, not from working a program. While the steps I'm going to share with you have helped me to move on, nothing has helped me more than clinging for dear life to Jesus when my heart was overwhelmed. Admit you're broken, surrender your junk, and let him fix you. My hope is that these practical steps, coupled with prayer and the Word of God, will help you or your loved one move forward when the brakes have been pumped on a romantic relationship. So, here's step 1, accepting that it's over.
Time to get over. Thinking, maybe one last try. Don't you get lost in.
If he had been stringing you along or showing you that he wasn't as interested or wasn't as invested or didn't want to be consistent or wasn't really looking for a relationship, or if you just couldn't see a future with him, you have to come to a place in your soul. That means coming to a place in your mind, coming to a place in your will, and coming to a place in your emotions where you decide that you're through and over it. Until then, you're going to keep breaking your own heart and setting yourself up to fail. Sis, it is unwise to fight for a man who doesn't know if he wants to be with you. Being undecided is a decision, especially if y'all have been talking for a little minute. Accept that he's made up his mind and move forward. Stop going back. Stop texting. Stop calling. Stop checking up on him. Stop having sex with him. Stop. If you keep going back, one of two things will happen. 1, he'll be responsive to your advances and you might find yourself second guessing the breakup and slipping back into something that you know you need to come out of. Or 2, he'll ignore you or curve you, and that'll just introduce you to or intensify feelings of rejection and abandonment, which are the entry points for a slew of other spiritual maladies. Stop trying to use that man to medicate your pain. Stop going back to what caused the pain to medicate the pain. If you sprain your ankle trying to walk on ice and heels, you don't get up and decide to walk on ice and heels to try to heal you. Those heels can't heal you and that man can't heal you. No, you endure the process to healing, which may very well include going through more pain, but you don't go back to doing what broke you in the first place. When you keep going back to him, you're actually trying to numb the feelings that accompany the breakup. And when it comes to getting over a breakup, sometimes the pain you'll have to endure in order to heal requires you to allow yourself to feel. Up next, I'm going to help you realize that in order to move on, you've got to go through the process of feeling and grieving. So, until we get to that post, stay beautiful.
Maybe one last try. Don't you get lost in.